Hello everyone, this is an Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. This tutorial applies to UE4, Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine 5. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is open the content drawer. This can be accessed by clicking this button in the lower left of your screen, and by also pressing Ctrl and space. Pressing Ctrl and space at the same time will hide and close the content drawer. In your Unreal Engine 4, it will always be displayed at the bottom unless you change the overlay. So, starting off, we need to make a new folder and we need to call this Overlaps. Now you can name this whatever you want, but for this tutorial, I'm going to name it Overlaps. Once you've made that, double click on it and go inside and make something called a blueprint class. This will then open the class selection window. You then need to press Actor, and again I'm just going to name this Overlap. Give it a name, whatever you want, and then open it. You will then be shown the blueprint window. Now this is the viewport and this is the event graph. We're going to be using both of these today. Starting off, I want you to remove the begin play and the event tick. You can click on them and press delete on your keyboard. You then need to add the box collision that we're going to be using today for overlaps. So if you press on the add button and search for box collision, it will ask you to name it, but don't worry about that now. Just press enter. You can then resize it with these buttons along the top here by pressing the scalability button. You can then make it higher and lower, or you can change the width. You can also change the width on the other side as well. If you want to just scale it up in all directions, you can also press this little button in the bottom here and drag your mouse to make it bigger or smaller, and it will scale in every direction. Now that we have our box collision, we can then go back to the event graph, and we're going to be using the node that we left called the event actor begin overlap. Now, we are going to be using the first person character today as our overlap. Going back into here, once our character enters this box, it will then execute whatever we place down here, whatever pin. Now, for starters, anything that enters this box will execute the code. So that's what we're going to do first. So we're going to just drag off of this pin here, and we're going to type print string. Now, you should have two boxes linked together now. In this little string box here, it says hello. You can type whatever you want in this box, but I'm going to leave it as hello for the tutorial. Also, if you press on this little drop down box here, it will give you a few more options. In the duration box, this is how long it will display it on your screen, and the text color. I'm going to change that to something a bit more revealing. So I'm going to choose red and press OK. Now everything here is set up correctly. You can then push compile, and at the top left, just make sure you always save your project, as it could crash at any point. Now that we've done this, if we minimize that for the moment, open the content drawer again by either clicking here or pressing Ctrl and space. We can then drag our newly made actor into the scene. Place it wherever you want, as long as the player can actually reach it. So I've put mine there, but there's a problem, because although it will work, you won't be able to see where it is at the moment. So we're just going to add something so we can actually see where it is. So if you go back into your blueprint by either double clicking it here or just going into it through your tab, we can just click on add, and we'll just add a little ball, a little sphere. Yeah. So once you push add sphere, it's now hovering in the middle of our box so we can see exactly where it is, which is brilliant. Once you've added it, press compile again and just push save all again. You can now minimize that again, and now we'll be able to see it in our level because our box is invisible. Drag it to wherever you want it again and then push play. In the play window you can now see our circle, and if you watch in the top left hand side of your viewport, when you go into the box or near the circle that we made, it will say hello. You exit it, enter it. So we're now in our box that we made. That's what overlapping does. Now at the moment it's with every single actor, whether or not it's you or an AI, it will run the script. So what we need to do is, if you hold the Alt key and click either side of these nodes on the triangles, it will then separate them. And if you just drag that over to the right and maybe a bit over to the left on this side, we can then do something called a cast. A cast is so you can define what actor it will run this for. So it could be a character, it could be an AI, but we're just going to put it straight onto our character. So if you drag off of this one and drop it, and search for cast to first person character, which is who we are in the game, it will then drop this node off. The object, so the actual object of the character, will need to be connected to the other actor. So now what this is saying is, when our character enters our box, it will then do this. If it's anything else, it won't do it. It will fail in the cast failed. Okay, so now if we connect the first person character to the print string, it will then run the script. So if you push compile and save, minimize your window again, push play, you will see that it's printing hello still. But the special thing is that if anything else were to enter our box, that maybe we push this box over, as you can see, it's right next to the circle. It's another actor just like us, but it's not running the script because it's not the first person character, which is us. So now we enter, it says hello. And that's all I'm doing for today. It's very simple for me because I've been doing it for a while, but that's a very powerful tool that you have there because you can define different reactions in your games. And thank you for watching.